What's going on, YouTube Nation? This is GB Merce. So I got an email from someone that's a registered nurse, and they told me that LPNs really aren't that good and they're kind of worthless, which I think is kind of crazy considering they are a licensed nurse to work in the field. And LPNs are actually important. I know that in hospitals, because of healthcare reimbursement, LPNs, they really don't hire, but LPNs are in doctor's offices, they're in skilled rehab facilities. A lot of them work for the Veterans Affairs, which I encourage, if you're a LPN, to look at the VA first because of the benefits and the tuition reimbursement. I do encourage LPNs to advance themselves from LPN to RN. But, things like this where I really think the issues that's going on in the hospital, they don't hire LPNs. I think that causes an issue of nurses thinking that they're superior to LPNs. But honestly, my first job, there was a hiring freeze in 2014 with a lot of hospitals, and I was trained by an LPN, and she was a damn good LPN. I've worked with a lot of LPNs within my hospital. They're kind of like grandfathered in, or else they, if they left, there's no way they can come back. And the hospitals I worked for were really good to them, but they were really good. I learned a lot from LPNs. I really enjoyed working with LPNs. Really, the only difference with me and the LPNs was IV pushes and sometimes hanging medications or hanging blood. And I don't know, I'm kind of disturbed about this email. I mean, I read this when I just got done with my training class today, and I was, normally things don't get to me, but that kind of pissed me off, and it really made me think a lot about why somebody would make, a comment like that, and I just think it's crazy. So I just want to let you know that LPNs are important nurses in the community, and every nurse is important to make an impact in individuals' lives. I mean, I can't tell you how great LPNs are for, like, if I have a patient that I admit and I have some detailed questions with LPNs at skilled rehab facilities about how knowledgeable they are about their patients and what the patients prefer, and because of the bond that they have with these patients in the nursing home or the skilled rehab facility, it makes life easier for me. I always give reports to the LPNs, if I'm like discharging a patient to them, and a lot of them are very sharp. They ask very detailed questions. They want to know everything about the patient. And, I would love to work with those guys side by side if they became RNs and worked in the hospital. So that's something that you might want to look into, as kind of a reality check and giving these guys the respect they deserve. In the healthcare community, I don't care if you're a phlebotomist, I don't care if you're a lab tech, or I don't care whatever you are. Everybody's important to the hospital, and everybody's a team. And I've been a charge nurse for certain situations. They tried a experimental thing with LPNs and RNs, and I would never, I always give those guys the respect, and I would never overwork LPNs. And sometimes even in the ICU, an LPN would float over at my previous job, and they did a really good job, and they were administering medications, and they still know the same pathophys as RNs. It's just maybe a few things with laws, a delegation, and this and that. But other than that, it's LPN and RN is just about the same thing. I know it's just with licensure and pay, but they're pretty good. So I really want you guys to, if you are an RN watching this video, or if you're an LPN, I just want to let you guys know that LPNs deserve respect, and they're really good nurses out there that are LPNs, and you can learn from an LPN. Don't just think just because you're an RN or you have your BSN that you know everything and you're superior to an LPN. So I wanted to get that off my chest. That really bothered me. I know I'm trying to focus more on the business side, and I do have a questions, Q&A section, but that really stung. I mean, I don't know how to say that. I mean, it's it's disturbing to hear that, especially like I said before, I was trained by an LPN, and without this LPN, I don't know if I would be here today being a nurse. So I just want to get that across off my chest that, to the LPN community, you guys are nurses, you guys are damn good nurses, and you deserve the respect. And I encourage you guys to just keep on going further from LPN to RN. Now, if you have a job you can't say no to, maybe at the VA or working in a doctor's office, getting really good benefits and stuff, power to you. But I'm just saying there's the LPN to RN. And, a lot of you guys, I would love to work with you. So that's what I have to say. And you guys have a good day. And if you guys are studying for the NCLEX and everything, knock it out. And you guys have a good one. That's really all I have to say. That's my real talk. And let me know what you guys think, you LPNs and RNs. Let me know what you guys think, because that really stung when I read that. And really, things don't bother me. So let me know. All right, you guys have a good one. All right, bye.